Why worship God through images, through names, through statues? Why is this useful? So for us normal human beings, it's very hard for us to quiet the chatter in our minds, to completely bring everything to void. Now, void is God, because void is no thing. So a thing, it has certain qualities, it has certain limitations, it has a specific image, it has boundaries. A name has boundaries, or certain letters that make it up, or sounds that make it up. Now, God does not have these boundaries. So God is without attributes, or Nirguna Brahman. But with Saguna Brahman, or God with attributes, in an image or a statue, it's easier for us to hold something in our mind and direct energy towards it, because we're contemplating it, we're thinking about it, and we're devoting time to thought directed towards it. So for a lot of us, worship in that way is far, far easier, and far easier to direct towards the transcendental God than it is to think of complete emptiness or void. Now, if we can think of emptiness and void, then this is a remarkable thing, and we should do that. But for most of us, directing our worship towards an image, a name, a certain god or goddess or spirit is the way to go to worship the transcendental God, or the God of everything, around everything, in which everything resides. Now, you'll have a lot of different traditions have different thoughts about what is closer to the transcendental God, or what is closer to the vastness that is God, either here or completely somewhere else, or immanent and transcendental, both at the same time. Different traditions will think of spirits as being behind everything, so you can't really divide up where God is, or if God is transcendental all, because God is everything. So if you direct worship towards any image, any spirit, any God, then you're directing it to the transcendental God. Now, some of us have very specific opinions on which gods are closer to Nirguna Brahman, to God without attributes, so closer to the transcendental God. For me, it's Kali and Shiva. In other traditions, it'll be different gods rather than a demigod or a spirit. We kind of have a hierarchy within ourselves, within our own minds, but you don't necessarily have to believe in that hierarchy. You'll just find that hierarchy of different beings in most spiritual systems, because we like to categorize things. We like to divide things up and describe them to ourselves in a way that makes sense, so that their relationship to one another kind of coheres to our reality. Now, what coheres to our reality does not necessarily compose what reality actually is. Like I said in a previous video, reality is something that we conceive of, but we never quite touch, because we're so very specific as human beings. But we don't necessarily need to touch it. We just need to get close to it. And that's why we have idols, statues, names, and forms.